1,
2,
3, let's go!
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Those who love me call me Mazet, those who hate me call me Mazet. But either way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, watch all my videos, and because today I am basically doing a video that's completely out of my comfort zone. I basically asked close friends of mine to ask me questions. If you know me, you know that I don't like to talk about deep stuff and things like that, so I asked them to ask me questions that I could possibly answer, and I'll do my best to answer all these questions as best as I can. But also, my biggest goal for this video is not to cry, so wish me luck. If it's too long, I'll make a part 2, and I'm guessing it's gonna be too long because there's so many questions and I'm planning on reading all of them. And I've also haven't seen any of these questions because I know me and I know my brain. I was going to try and make up the answers in my head so I don't give you the proper and honest answer from my heart. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And here's to the first question. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? Like, things get to me easily. Like, especially if I care about you, my mom knows how to push my buttons. Like, if I care about you, maybe if I don't care about you, it's whatever. It's like, eat my ass. But then if I care about you, like I care about, like when you say something that's very off-putting or that's insensitive, like I'll cry or like like this happens a lot with my mother. So if I could change one thing, I wish I could be like, not go back and forth with her, because then I end up crying and I just hate it when I feel the tears coming. That's the one thing that I would change. And also guys, these questions are probably so deep and some of them are just so hectic for me, so I'll try not to mumble and jumble and do all these funny things. And I'll also try to keep it as lighthearted as I can, but they're supposed to be deep questions for a reason. So anyway, the phone every 2 seconds. Jehovah. Who's your celebrity crush? My celebrity crush, I don't have one currently, but I used to have a crush on Yonda Thomas, Chad Michael Murray, Keanu Reeves, and that guy from my best friend's wedding. Yeah, what made you start a YouTube channel? If I'm honest, I don't like answer this. Okay, what made me start YouTube? If I'm completely honest, I basically studied something that is not really my passion, and I almost don't want to say that out loud, but I started something that's I'm not passionate about. So for me, YouTube is kind of like the outlet or something that I can dabble in terms of my creativity side, because I feel like that's where I flourish, and that's basically where my personality comes out, or the kind of like, it's what makes me happy. What's the best advice you've ever received? I don't think I've ever received any advice that's just like key advice. Like, I've just heard people and I've just taken it as advice or like something to move on with. I think the best one I can think of right now is be yourself, the world will adjust. What's your biggest regret? My biggest regret is I'm trying to think. I know I have a lot of regrets, but I'm trying to think my biggest one that I can actually think of right now. My biggest regret is letting people experience me or be around me that had no business being around me or experiencing me. And this is, when I say people, I'm talking about men that had no business being around me whatsoever, who didn't even see Uguti. Actually, they're with the bomb. Okay, maybe not with the bomb, but like, they're with Zanele motherfucking mortar. What's your dream road destination and with whom would you take? I don't have a dream road destination because I have a bladder of a pregnant woman, so I probably would not even be able to drink properly on the road trip destination because I'd have to pee every 2 seconds. So that's something that would just put me off. I'd have to pee, like I'm just like that once I start drinking. And I know a lot of people can relate, but with me it's bad. Like I have to drink every 2 seconds. I have to pee. Fuck. Every time I drink I have to pee every 2 seconds. Even water. Like now I'm having cough. I don't know how many times I'll pee. What's your favorite thing about yourself? Of all the personal questions I could ask you, what's the one that you wouldn't want to answer? Okay, let me first answer the first part of the question. My favorite thing about myself is that I'm very, how do I say this? I'm funny as shit. Like I am funny as shit, and I have moments where I have moments where I'm like, bro, like I don't give a damn. I'll just probably shake my ass, or I'll probably wiggle my stomach. But if I'm talking about one favorite thing about myself is my big heart. Like I love to see people happy, and sometimes it's the same thing. My one favorite thing about myself is my biggest downfall. Most of the time is my big heart, because I do identify as an empath. So sometimes I feel like people take advantage because they know what to Zanele. Out of all the questions that you would ask, what's the one question you wouldn't want to answer? What made 2017 so hard? Because I get it, you guys know with it, in that what is it? In that story time, your lie detector test. Your lie detector test, I also say that a lot of things happened that year, so I wouldn't want to go deep into what really happened that year. So that's the one question I wouldn't want to answer. What would you say to Zanele 5 years younger? Okay, so basically younger Zanele. Okay, 5 years ago. So 5 years ago would have been 2016 if I'm... Yeah, 2016. Oh, I think I would say focus on yourself, learn to love yourself, learn to walk away from situations that no longer serve you. Stop trying to be the peacemaker. Stop trying to make people happy at the expense of yourself. Forgive yourself. Yeah, I'd say sorry. Yeah, I would definitely say sorry to that hand. Hey, yo. Name 5 embarrassing things that happened to you. 5 embarrassing things. I don't really know. And it's funny because I get embarrassed easily. But I think that's because I'm always focusing on how other people are perceiving me or perceive me. So if I had to think about it at the top of my head, in primary, I think it was the first day of my period. And I had actually menstruated on my uniform. After day came, my mom and I went to went to Pick and Pay, and then I think I was buying bread. So you enter Pick and Pay, and the bread section is on the other side. So this other lady came up to me when I was buying the bread, because I was like, the uniform was like blue with like white stuff. So she was like, like igazi, so na. But I was young. I think I wasn't that embarrassed. What other things? Oh, and also I think in grade 5 I had like an Afrikaans speech, but I had forgot my cue card, so I basically forgot my whole speech. I had not practiced it. I thought I was going to practice it in class, and it was about animals and frogs and stupid things like that. So the only 2 words I could remember was egghead. So that's about it. I was embarrassed in front of the whole class, and people kept on chiming in, and like, because I kept on saying egghead, and someone would have to say a frog in freaking Afrikaans and then take that word. Like, people had to help me because I was struggling. Are you lesbian? No. What's your type of vibe? Can be chillers, home alone, drunken about, you get. Like, what's your vibe? My vibe is spending time with people. Like, I really love to spend time with people and learn why they act the way they act. Like, that's really my vibe. I'm very like, I want to understand what happened in your life for you to react like that to that situation. Let's say for a date, I would love to have like pizza, wine, and watch like freaking One Tree Hill with you. And also I would love to, like, I love, if it's dates, I would love like adventurous dates. I'm not into the sitting at a it's great if it happens lapona labo, but I'm someone who would love a date at Gold Reef City, at Sun City, at Sugar Marine World, like just days like jumping off a building, jumping off a plane, like I'm just like that type of, I'd be shit scared, don't get me wrong, but I'm just like that type of person that's like experience. I'm more about the experiences than the material things. I would rather have moments with you. Like I'm a moments kind of girl. I would love to have moments where I'm like, I fell in love with him at that moment. That's when I knew at that moment, you know, or I was happiest at that moment. Like I'm a moments kind of girl. I'm an experience. I don't really care about the things. They're great and stuff, then please bring them when you come through, but I'm more of an experience and moments type of chick. Closest people in life: my mother, my brother Sima. He's 9 years younger than me, but it's funny, he is closest person. My mother, my younger brother Sima. I wish Wetu and I were closer, but Wetu doesn't think I'm cool and funny and all things dandy. My friends, I just realized this video is too long, so I'll cut right here and then I'll also post part 2 because I don't want these videos to be too long. So see you in part 2.